Yeah. Hmm.
And let me come up here. Got it. And then let me mute everybody first. Mute everyone. And then let me go here and let me start this recording. All right. A wonderful, pleasant, good Friday evening to us all seated in the lounge chairs and in the sitting room of the Class of Steele's Friday evening Zoom sessions. This evening, we are very pleased to have breaking the ice for us and her debut for 1 hour, 45 minutes to an hour. Her Excellency Doreen Barunji, our COO of the Class of Steel. I would call her the baby became lady. And she is going to be presenting for us this evening. I want to acknowledge the presence of His Excellency Dr. Donald Ewers, our Chief of Protocol. I also want to acknowledge our Youth Director in the person of His Excellency Olusegun Olukoya, Her Excellency Jeannie Steele, who is with us this evening, Chukera Mecca, Dr. Charles, and of course, we cannot forget Georgina Zionist Amakakari out of the United Kingdom, and all others who are joining us both on YouTube, on LinkedIn, and on Facebook. You are welcome to the Class of Steel. This evening's class will be in the hands of the co-host, His Excellency Dr. Donald Ewers, and I will come at the end. And if there's any value to be added, I will add value at the end. Without any further ado, let me hand over the class to His Excellency Dr. Donald Ewers, who will do the welcomes and all that good stuff, and then hand over to Her Excellency Doreen Burunji. Guys, I wish you a fantastic evening. I'll be sitting in the background listening in, and then the critique will come after. You guys have a fantastic evening. I'm Dr. Michael Steele. Have fun, guys.
Thank you, Dr. Michael Steele. A pleasant good evening to all the ambassadors in the house. We expect to be sitting and feeding and expecting a good expectation for Her Excellency Doreen, who's going to give us a presentation on confidence. When confidence comes, I think that's a fantastic topic she has chosen. So we're going to sit back, relax. In Britain, will we say we'll have a cup of tea? I don't know in the continent of Africa what you guys will have. I'm sure it's a hot country. You'll have your beverages, but not a cup of tea like us in the UK. It's cold now. But it's a pleasant evening this evening, as Dr. Michael Steele already greet everyone in the class. So without further ado, the time is now 17 minutes past 7 in the UK. And I just respectfully hand over to Her Excellency Doreen. Doreen, please unmute yourself. Thank you.
Pleasant good evening, Your Excellencies, all the Excellencies in the House of the Class of Steel, His Excellency Dr. Bishop Michael Steele, and our First Lady Ambassador Jenny Steele, and all the guests that are in the Class of Steel tonight. I'm so excited to present when the topic that I was given was when confidence comes. And I'm like, oh my God. I am so excited to share this topic with the Class of Steel because, yeah, you have seen me come from far and you would want to know where I am at right now. The subject tonight, or the topic tonight, I'm going to, the way I have put it together, it's in sort of question and answers. I have answers that I'll give you and also the definitions and related words to the word of confidence, as well as in that interaction, I'll be talking about myself, where I had issues with confidence, and how I decided to make a change in my life, and gradually until this level. So I started with confidence. Confidence, the principle for confidence is that it's a feeling that keeps growing within us. So you feel the desire to, there is something that is inside of you that you need to come out. But how to make it come out, you just do not know. How to navigate through it to gain your confidence to where the confidence can open doors for you. That is the journey of many people. So it can be, there are words that I have selected that can identify to confidence. That is boldness, power, strong, and also faith. It means being sure of yourself and your abilities. So you have to be sure of yourself and the abilities that you're able to do. But it should be, confidence should come out as not in an arrogant way, but in a more realistic way, secure way. Eventually, it drives a person to being superior over others, because there's too much force in you that you want whatever is in you to have an effect around your surrounding, people who are surrounding you. It is a quiet inner knowledge that you are capable. So you know inside of you that you acknowledge that you are able to do something. I will give an example of Dr. Michael Steele. When he started the class of Steele, there were so many people that were equally confident in running the show. But he did not, he came out, and many of us had the way, we had comments on how it should be run, or how long it will take, or subject matter, why don't you do this? But for him, he knew where it was going. So his confidence continued to drive him to where he wants it to go, and until now, that we are now, each one of us are able to produce what is inside of us. Our confidences have been improved. So you feel the inner knowledge that you are capable of doing something. Confident people, they know that they can rely on their skills and strength to handle whatever comes up. This is a confident person. A confident person does not depend on anybody. He believes in himself, his abilities. So he's not afraid to do anything because he knows he can do it. When it comes to power, the words that I selected were move or travel with great speed and force. Because without this confidence, you cannot really move fast. So you need to have that power that pushes the confidence, that you can speak, you can present, you can actually, you can research, the power inside of you to produce. Then boldness. Boldness is a person who is daring and above. Whatever bold actions you take, they are confident and they are fearless. So a confident person is fearless, and whatever actions they decide to do, they are bold in it. They believe in them, willing to take risks, and innovatively confident and courageous. So I can talk about this in the way I decided to open the travel agency. I had this confidence that I will be able to start this agency, and it will not just stop in Uganda, it will be a brand. So it was an inner force, it was an inner power that caused me to start it and to continue to persist on it, regardless of the challenges that I face. And not only did I stop there, but I also took it out of my own country by taking it to other nations and letting people know about it. That means that I was already on the journey of building confidence. And I was not afraid of trying things because I believed in it. I had the ability. I knew that I know how to do it, and I will put it in place. And now it is standing. Faith is also part of confidence. Complete trust or confident in someone or something. So you have to have the trust and confidence of doing something or trusting someone. I will still come back a lot. I have to attach my confidence to live examples that we all know about me. When I came to the class of Steele, I trusted the class of Steele. I trusted the mentorship of Dr. Michael Steele. And this is why I'm still in the class of Steele. I trusted the person. The biblical version of faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we do not see. We have a 100 years plan for the class of Steele. We have not done even 5 years, but we hope that we will live, the class of Steele will live on for 100 years. We start, we believe and start, and then we leave the rest to fate. It also, belief is confidence, persuasion, assurance, firm conviction, and faithfulness. Is all these tools drive us to confidence. Without you being persuaded, you would not, it is still a drive to confidence. You have to be, I am confident that this class of Steele will work. I am confident that the numbers will grow. You keep going and going and going. And then you have a conviction that you do not rest until it happens. I'm still here in this class of Steele because I want to see it grow. Faithfulness, I do not give up. I'm sure it is going to work. We have to go on. I can still relate it with when we had a discussion with Ambassador Dr. Donald Ewers, when Dr. Michael Steele went for the business trip and we were not attending class of Steele. We were becoming so idle and we were not learning. Continuous learning was missing. And we're like, what about this time that we used to spend in the class of Steele? What are we using it for? We need to revive the class of Steele. We can do it. This is being a firm conviction, faithfulness. And then many times in today's, for example, in Africa, where I am, in Uganda, many people have derived confidence in faith, in the word of God, to be able to do great and mighty things. You might not have grown up with a Christian background or parents who help you get to know the Lord. You're probably just pushed to do study, and study, yes, is good. But if you don't have a force that can push you further, like which is soft, like the one for the word of God, you can just study and have to only do what you studied. You can't think out of the box. But many people today in my country, because Uganda is a Christian country, people believe that if today is not better, tomorrow will be better. They are confident. If I have failed here, I can get up and do again, because there is hope that the future will be a better place. So Christianity has built a lot of confidence in many families, in many ministries, in many governments. Strong, I'm talking about a strong person, a strong personality. Strength is that people who are strong are confident and determined, and they are not easily influenced or worried about other people. So if you are strong, for today, like now, I would still give an example of my business. I started this business with 3 people. We are 3, a lady and a friend of mine. 5 years down the road, these people became silent. They silent directors. They became silent. They could just come, listen to what I have to share, and then eventually do nothing about the way forward. 2 years into the business, I realized, but hey, what is happening with these guys? They are not forthcoming. They are not supporting me. They are not. And I'm like, I have been running this show all by myself for the last 3 years. So I gained confidence that they let me stand on my own, run a business in Kampala, in the city center, where rents are high, where you have to keep up with the competition, and then also have to look after business overseas. I mean, and also run the management and then make decisions. So my confidence with that challenge, my confidence improved continuously, continue to improve, because already you are in it, you can't back out. So I learned that now these directors of mine can't influence, I can't be intimidated by them anymore, because I had been doing it for 3 years. A strong person has a sharp and manipulative personality. He can say it's up to the managers to be strong and do what is right. Still, Dr. Michael Steele, when he went on the long business trip, I'm sure I can just go into his brain and think, what will these people of Class of Steele think? I have not shown up for this week, the other week. Are these people with me? Will somebody do something? So it is the same. So the management of the Class of Steele got concerned and said, no, he can go on his trip and the Class of Steele will continue. Today, Doreen is also presenting something in the Class of Steele. And I've seen many of my fellow ambassadors presenting. And I would like to say, for sure, I was so busy, but I also got the time to do some research on confidence. And it's still a force that his push, Dr. Michael Steele's push, is continuously improving my confidence that I now manage my time, that if I have work for Class of Steele, I have to make time and look forward to doing my assignments on time. So what are the indicators of a confident person? What are they? Many of us came to the Class of Steele, and you could be confident in your hometown, your surrounding. But you may not be confident when you come to the Class of Steele, because you'll find people with high confidence and you're like, hey, I need to check myself. I need to do something about this confidence. It's not yet there. So these are indicators that I saw in the Class of Steele: self-assuredness, people's self-esteem. Hey, I saw architect Olukoya Olusogun. I like the way he did his presentations with a lot of ease, with a lot of knowledge, with a lot of charisma and self-trust. Someone believes in themselves. I saw Donald Ewers when he was given an opportunity. I say people here are talented for sure. And I need to step up to the game. I'm not going to be left behind. I will not accept. So I say, no, I must be improving. No, I must be improving. How do you describe a confident person? A confident person is one who acknowledges their own achievements and efforts. Dr. Michael Steele, I'm sorry, I'll always bring him as an example. He is so sure of what he does and what he has achieved. And he said, should I go to my maker, I will have left the class of Steele for 100 years. He's so sure. So I almost was so proud when I'm talking about when I see somebody proud of what they are doing, I say, hey, I am not going to leave beyond the sky behind. I must be proud of what I have done. This is what labels me. So I am confident, and my efforts, whether you think they are not yet 100%, whether you think I have performed up to 40%, I know I have done it, and I have stood a test of time, 12 years. So I celebrate myself. Yeah. So they are their own cheerleaders. Yeah. So a confident person is his own cheerleader. Whatever they are talking about, they feel good about it, whether you are upset about it. But for them, they are confident of what they are doing without needing validation from anyone else. In our last classes of Steele, when we were presenting, I remember Ambassador Olukoyo telling us that when he was given that public office of employing people to do garbage and whatever, he was given, someone called him and he said, you know what, why don't you undercoat? Why don't you do this? He listened, but he said, he made his decision and said, I know, my confidence is that I have to do the right thing. I will be remembered for this in this place. And I know that he left people validating him and saying he didn't really blow the whistle for himself, but his actions started to blow for him. And I'm sure that those people did not remain the same. How can we tell someone is confident? When that person believes in their own abilities and does not feel nervous or frightened, they have the following traits. They are proud, they are easy, they are not barking or yelling, or they are confident, they are bold, they are forceful, they are assertive. So with confidence is something that is a process. We have to continue to work on it. And by attending class of Steele, interacting with different personalities, there is an added value that myself I have obtained. I have learned to appreciate myself. I have learned to improve in my presentation. I have learned to interface with media. For example, like now Zoom, I should say it's media. If someone calls me that Doreen, we want to have an interview, I cannot be afraid of doing it. And this is confidence. I have to look at the subject, I prepare it and respond to it. Does confidence, someone said, does confidence come naturally? I will ask that question to you. Does it come naturally? Well, this is what I found. It is very important to be confident, but it does not come easy. It is work in progress. Naturally, you have to work in progress in obtaining confidence. How do you do that? When you're given opportunity like now, do a presentation, don't back out. Say, for example, you say, oh, my internet was off, making excuses. That means you have an issue with confidence. Maybe you think you're going to be criticized, but you have to allow a process for you to be confident, fully confident, to be a product, to be needed by other people. Is it okay to be confident? Under most circumstances, having self-confidence is a good thing. Confident people tend to be more successful in a wide variety of domains, because even, okay, for example, like for us, we have so many languages in my country. If you are not confident in English, you can be confident in your local language, and you use that language to be successful, to do your thing, to do what to do you. So confidence does not only mean you don't have to be speaking English in Africa, but you can be able to, you need to express yourself in the things that you know, and you can defend them. It is strong sense of confidence and self-esteem that allows people to go out in the world and reach for their goals. So if you just don't want to remain
Hello. It seems like Doreen is offline. Can everybody hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I'm hearing you okay.
All right, right.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it's like
in
this thing
circles
is
of
hanging.
limitation, then you don't.
Oh, she's back.
Okay.
Doreen, are you back? Hello?
Yes, I am. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes, I am. So for anyone to go beyond the circles of limitation, or what has been spoken about you while growing up and going through your teenage years and your your adult years, you need to have confidence. Otherwise, it will take you long to prosper. Why is confidence so attractive? It creates an aura that draws people in. You see, when I would talk about when we went to Dubai, every time they were saying, Dr. Michael Steele speak, Dr. Michael, it draws people to you. Now, if you're quiet, how will people know that you're around? How will people know that you have something to add value to? So you have to push yourself. By the way, it was confidence that made me answer questions and ask questions in Dubai. I said, no, I cannot leave this room without without saying something. I have to have people have to know that I'm around, that I came to Dubai and I said this. So I said, God, and I stood up, raised my hand. It was just, I'm trying to get out of my skin to become the person I want to become in future. So it's still confidence. Because many people lack high self-esteem, they are triggered by people who have high level of confidence. They want to learn from them. They want to learn how those people live their lives with the hope of emulating their energy. Someone can be really old in age, maybe 40 or 50 or even 30, even 20, but they feel so scared to speak out in public. So you find such people will be around a person so that they can learn from that person to be able to build their confidence. And anyone who wants to build confidence wants to go somewhere. So you stay around that person. Like, for example, like me, I have stayed around the class of Steele because I want to go somewhere. I don't want to be on this level. I want to go somewhere. No matter what, I want to go somewhere. So I be around the class of Steele, the class of Steele members. How to build your confidence? Be nice to yourself. Be nice.
Sorry, it seems got disconnected again. But Doreen is talking about
because it all began
right
now. Right now, I'm going to share with you my childhood story. It's a real story. I come from a family of 9 children, and we are 6 girls and 3 boys. 1 boy died, and I have 2 brothers. But my parents separated when I was in kindergarten. But my siblings, those other siblings, were born on and off. So I remember my parents forgot me in kindergarten. They forgot me, and I stayed at the I stayed at the one of the teacher's house. You can now see the kind of family I grew up. How can you forget your own child at school? So I went to primary 1. I failed the first year. I went to it again. I went through the same primary 1 for the first year and the second. Then I was promoted to primary 2. And then I also repeated primary 2. And then when I got to primary 3, I said, no way, this is not gonna happen to me again. Why? Because my friends, I could see my friends, they're ahead of me and I'm still lagging behind. I said, no, this must stop. I will not accept this. So for me, that is when confidence started to grow in me. I was 9 years of age when I started to defend myself. I said, I will never, ever again rebound a class. This is the last I ever rebound. So what I decided to do, I kept working so hard in class, and my reports were always saying, promoted require improvement. Promoted, okay, she can stay in the class, but no, she can do better. Just push her, let her go to another class, another class, another class. And life has been like that. And that's a true story about my life. So I said, never again will I be at the bottom. Never. I will continue to fight with every tool that I have to get better. How to be more confident. So you have to know your stuff. So I started to discover what I need to do to be better. Like I decided to say, this is going to be the last time I repeat a class. I don't know how I did it, but I did. My reports were never rebounding. No, I was going with the crowd. Always like either I'm the 5th person they're about to cut, and then I'm pushed to another class. Hold your head high. So I accepted my weaknesses, and nobody would put me down with that weakness. I said, yes, it is there, but I'm working on it. Start with small achievements. I said, yes, I have passed P3, I've passed P4, and I'm celebrating. I'm encouraged inside of me. I take care of your body and health. These are very key things to people. Well, this has not been on me, but I'm talking to the listeners out there. That confidence, if your body doesn't really look good, some people do, they eat a lot, some they lose it, and they are so harsh because of what they are. So if this is not taken care of, you can lose confidence. If your health is not good, you are always thinking about the disease, and so you can't be confident. If you are always a bitter person, you can't think anything positive. Spend more time with other confident people. So as I grew up, I was never timid, like to to be in circles of people who probably are in better schools. They are from better families. These were my friends. So I began to build my confidence with them. And with this kind of association, it opened doors when I grew up as an adult, because they loved me because I was easily corrected. Or they used to use me as an instrument, I don't know, as a product to bully me, but of course, correct me. Be aware of your surrounding and navigate the whole world with mindfulness. So once you are confident, you can navigate the world. Like I went to Congo. Congo is not an easy country to go to for Ugandans. Ugandans like going to Kenya, to Tanzania, but Congo, and they go to the UK, to Canada, USA. And then when I tell them that I am going to Congo, they're like, no, you Congo, they're only foreign. Because Ugandans don't go to Congo because of language. They speak French and Ugandans speak English. So they don't have the time to navigate through Congo because you have to learn French. So for me, I went. So with confidence, I knew that the way I went is the way I will come, and whatever I went to do there, I will accomplish it. I did what I like to do. How can you help somebody with low confidence or low self-esteem like me? Now I know how to, because I had a problem with confidence. I now know how to handle people who have low self-esteem, because I was once there and I'm still improving. And I'm not afraid to tell the world that honestly, I had this issue, I had this problem. And I'm glad that it's no longer a big problem. So you don't engage in or encourage negative image or conversation with these people. I accepted myself, my fate early, and I said, hey, if I don't allow people to help me, I will not go. I will not move far. And there are people in my life that I needed to show them that, hey, without your help, God, I was able to do it. How? In a proper way, without harming my body, my beautiful body. I will do it right and I'll get there. So if you're talking to somebody with low self-esteem, avoid negative talk, negative image. You will push these people far away from you and they will not raise up from confidence. Tell them that you love them and give them a reason why you love them. Because someone who has a low esteem or confidence, they don't even know that they are beautiful. They don't even know that they can be globally relevant. Like Dr. Michael Steele will tell us, you have to be global relevant. He was talking into our lives positively. And I'm very sure there are so many people in the class of Steele who probably started small businesses and died. But now when they met someone speaking into their lives positively, they say, hey, wait a minute, I can actually revive this, this small business of mine. I can actually be a better wife or husband, because I see Dr. Michael Steele and Jenny still having a very good relationship. How do they do it? We can actually have this. So many people, because of positive affirmations, their confidence grew. It's not just confidence in public speaking, but confidence with confidence. In those times you find women who lack confidence. Maybe their spouses don't appreciate them. No one speaks life in their lives. They are all the time cooking, taking care of kids, and no one appreciates. So if somebody comes out and say, hey, you ever started a poultry farm? Yes, but it didn't last for a year. What happened? Then the person explains, and then you're like, you can do it. You can avoid this and this and this, and this business will work. You say, really? And the person gains confidence. And when it starts making money, you will appreciate and you will be talking and you will be doing so many things for themselves. So confidence. Encourage, speak, actively share positive things with them. You can give like me, I can give my experience. I say, I was never like this. Now I have been transformed. You can also be it if you focus, if you're determined to change. It's not easy, but you don't worry about criticism. You need to build confidence. Women who have been battered by their husbands, by their families, when their confidence finally comes out, you can't keep them in their house. You cannot tell them to obey you, and they will, because there is a power that they want to explore. They want to share the world. Be careful, but be caring and be firm. Someone with low self-esteem, be caring about that person. Be concerned, like Dr. Michael Steele was concerned for me. And it's like, she can do it. I need to. You can do it. So, yeah, be firm when you're counseling, when you're talking to this person. Compliment them and help them accept compliments. A person with low self-esteem, even if you told them, hey, this haircut is good for you, like, really? Because already they feel low, already someone has discouraged them. So complimentary affirmations and statements. I compliment Minister Yours for that first, for those first classes. I compliment you, sir. Thank you so very much, because you turned everything around for all of us. I remember I was speaking to some people in the class of Steele before, the old people who were with us, and they were like, we would like to say something in the class of Steele, but this is the time now. Compliments. When I speak to Bella, and she's like, oh, my life turned around because of class of Steele. Her confidence. People lack confidence in so many areas. We have a job to do. Tell them, you should not tell them how you feel, how they should feel. So we drive slowly, people with low confidence, slowly to finally being confident. How do you love yourself? People who are confident love themselves. They don't compare themselves to anybody. They know that they are Dr. Michael Steele. I am Dr. Michael Steele. Thank you for coming to the class of Steele. It is him. He loves himself. He did not compare himself to anybody. Yeah. So a confident person does not compare themselves, because you have to come out as you. People want to see you. What can you give? Don't worry about others' opinion, because my dream, my power that I have, my strength that I have is not equal. We don't have it in equal measure. No. So you should not worry about other people's opinion. Allow yourself to make mistakes. Make mistakes, it's okay. Remember, your value does not live in how your body looks. Don't be afraid to let go of toxic people. I will say that the shake that happened to the class of Steele, I'm not saying they were toxic, but sometimes you need to know who are people who are going to stand with the class of Steele. That's confidence. I say, okay, these directors of mine left me. All right, they think I will close without them. No, I will stand. Confidence. So confidence is by testing the waters, that what you feel inside of you, if you tried it, throw it in there and see whether it will stand, whether your affirmations are correct. Process your fears. You have to process the fears, list them down, the things that you are afraid of, and start working on them. Not the things that you're already good at, but the things that you are not, and they are very important for your future. That is confidence. You will be, your levels of confidence will increase from maybe 50 to 70 when you start working on those ones. Trust yourself to make good decisions for yourself. Trust yourself. Is this decision I'm going to do, I'm going to do it. I will do it like I did. I went to DRC, and now the whole Uganda is heading to Congo. They come to me for consultations. And I'm like, yes, I opened that door. You go. It's a nice place. It's now even Uganda Airlines goes to you to Congo from Kampala to Kinshasa. Why? They had me speak in one of those business meetings, and they're like, hey, why don't we look at our country, our neighboring country? And not only that, they have also, from the conversations that I would speak with the diplomats, they'll say, we need to put roads. Our economy will improve when we have bilateral relationships with Congo, better economic relationship, political relationship. Now they are focusing on that now. Our biggest market is Congo. So I was confident in my good decision, my sense of good judgment to go to DRC. If I want to have a break, like I want to get away from Uganda, I say, guys, I want to go to Congo. I go to Congo and I come back when I'm fresh. How do you build confidence in an adult person? Use hopeful statements. Someone old, some old, some mature people don't want to be helped, but you have to be tactful to help them build their confidence. Treat yourself with kindness and encouragement. Forgive yourself for not knowing a lot. I will, I don't know if I still have some minutes. Do I still have some minutes, Your Excellency?
Your Excellency, if I must not interrupt, but if I would take a chance to encourage you. You are the COO of the class of Steele, and I want to encourage you to pursue with confidence. Pursue to the finish.
Thank you, Dr. Michael Steele. I think I'll take only maybe 10 minutes to finish up because it's one of the things that the class of Steele have taught us to manage time. But I think I did more than what I was required to do research. Okay, so thank you so much for allowing me to finish my presentation. Avoid things like should, must statements for an adult when you're helping an adult person to improve on their confidence, because like should and must, these are commanding words. You should do this. You should use other phrases like, it can be done like this. You need, if you just tried it again, you'll be okay. But if you say must, you should, this person will pull away from you. Focus on the positive when you're speaking to an adult person. When they achieve on this side, always raise the positive for the person. Then you bring the negative in a more loving and considerate manner.
Doreen, are you there? I'll just continue to add on to what Doreen said until she comes back online. Doreen is talking on television about confidence, and one of the attributes with confidence that I wanted to throw into what Doreen is saying. You avoid difficult situation. If you're not confident, you would avoid difficult situation. Being oversensitive when you're being criticized, develop anxieties, being withdrawal from social events, reluctant to trust yourself. Building confidence is something that is, I would agree with her, she mentioned work in progress. Whilst I was doing feeding the homeless, running the charity, I was always invited to different social events. And when you have the high flyers come in to those social charity functions, if you're not confident, you won't be able to just go in there, stand in a corner and go in the same way you go in, the same way you go out. At one of the charity functions I went, Boris Johnson was the mayor of London at that particular time. And with confidence, all the security, all the entrepreneurs around him, all the different people, it's almost impossible when you have these high profile people to get to go to even to say hello. However, I don't know how I did it, but my confidence, true security, true everything, right up to Boris Johnson. Hi, Boris. My name is Donald Yours. I run a charity called Good Samaritan Network. Is it possible we could take a photograph, sir? And Boris told me, oh, yes, that will be fine. Within 2 seconds, I got that photograph with Boris. The host who hosts the charity was annoyed. His name was Sebastian. Sebastian was annoyed, saying, I was the one that invited Boris Johnson to this charity, and you managed to get a photograph, and I didn't. That's not fair. But my confidence override everything, so I could go quickly within 2 minutes. And so in confidence, some opportunities, some situations, some doors open, you won't get a long-term timing. So you have to quickly grasp at that opportunity. Another scenario is with Dr. Michael Steele. I knew in my spirit when I saw him went up on the platform and they gave him the opportunity to talk, I know it would open doors because the confidence that he went up there was oozing. Everybody wanting to know this man and wanted to come on their platform. So confidence comes in so much different way. When you get an opportunity, it's your confidence that drive you for that door opening, that drive you for that opportunity, that drive you. You may not even get that opportunity. I know I wouldn't get that opportunity with Boris Johnson again, unless it's in a different role. Now he's a prime minister of the UK. So when you get, with confidence, confidence can open doors for you because you have that confidence and that's assertive, you're going for it. And so what Doreen is saying, adding on to what she's saying, with her confidence coming into the class of Steele, I'm just keep smiling all the way through in her presentation because myself and Dr. Steele will know where Doreen is coming from. Her confidence is it's just beyond, and I know a lot of it is through the class of Steele. And when we were in Dubai, Doreen standing up, asking questions from the platform, I said, wow, you can see somebody to grow. So the growth and working progress in confidence is something you have to work on yourself. And nobody would never believe when I said to my family, my daughters in particular, that I was an extremely shy young man in my heydays. I was an introvert, never speak, just quiet. They can't picture me or see me in that light. When I say anybody that I'm a shy man, I think I'm still, Dr. Steele, I think I would actually say I'm still a shy man. I know you probably laugh, but I am still shy. Shyness is another thing that can dampen your confidence. Because you're shy, you're not able to go forward, you're not able to deliver yourself, you're not able to, so that's another area as well, shyness. It's not that you can't articulate yourself, it's not that you can't speak, but that's another area that we have to work on. Even though we are adults, we may be shy in going to a crowd to speak. You may be shy to ask questions. You may be shy to ask for direction. You may be shy to ask for things in life. So that's another area that can also hinder you, is shyness. So it's not definitely be low self-esteem. It can also be shyness, because I'm coming from that angle. However, by working process and working on yourself, we can overcome. And in the class of Steele, with the opportunity and with our mentor, Dr. Steele, he said it, I think he said it the last time we speak when he was giving his summary, that he will be chipping away at us till he can look back and say, yes, these are the people that he's mentoring. And he's already seen the fruit of his labor through myself, through Doreen, through Zionist, and other people who are standing up and coming forward and giving presentation, etc., etc. So it's already in progress with us, with the class of Steele. And just the same way he gets the platform in the world, circular world, we will have the same opportunity where people, mine is already started anyway. I've always get to come and give a speech somewhere, or in supporting people or encouraging people. Mine is a natural gifting. So confidence is something I would say it's a work in progress. You have to continue work on yourself. Surround yourself with people, like-minded people, where you can learn from, where you can develop from, where you can see aspects of it. I've heard Dr. Charles mention it, said he was always looking for like-minded people to work with, for people with confidence, people that he can learn with, like-minded people that he can move into the next stage and the next level. I don't think with confidence, it has nothing to do with age. You can learn from a child, you can come from the oldest or the elderliest person. So confidence is something I believe that you have, it's a work in progress, and developing yourself, reading. I heard Dr. Michael Steele emphasizing and read a lot and develop your confidence. That's another powerful tool. Read. Hello?
Your Excellency, I celebrate you and your confidence and your passion, but I see Her Excellency Doreen is waiting to conclude.
Oh, so is she back? I was just waiting. I beg your pardon.
And the reason why I actually interrupted you, Your Excellency, is because I noticed you're not looking at your screen. You're looking at in your head, and you're confident and you're passionate, and you're not looking at the screen. But please let us allow Her Excellency.
Yes, I beg you.
Doreen
Thank
to
you, sir.
conclude.
Thank you, sir. Doreen, thank you. I get carried away. Thanks. Doreen, finish.
All right. Thank you so much. Sorry, my phone blacked out and I had to put it back on power. So I'm in my room. All right. Let me just talk. Let me continue from where I stopped. Is consider what you have learned about when you are an adult. If you want to improve on your confidence, what you have been told is what is relates to you, what speaks to you is what you focus on to be able to improve in areas of confidence. Relabel upsetting thoughts or statements. Say this, I don't want to hear it again. I don't want you speaking to me in this way. I don't want you looking at me, looking down on me. Those kind of people, people who say you cannot do it, those who discourage you, you relabel them and you say, these ones, I will not allow them to speak to me again. And you invite people who speak positively into your life. Someone who is helping you to get to where it helps you, and throw out what does not. These are adult people who are trying to grow in confidence. What is the positive word for confidence? If you are confident, you're relaxed in your body skin, you're settled, upbeat, and courageous. You're courageous, so you're called upon. Like now, Dr. Michael Steele is now very confident that there are many people in the class of Steele who can represent, who can speak to the class. So he's confident, he's relaxed, he's very sure of what he has built. And so that is how you help a person who has no confidence, and knowing when you have reached that point that confidence has come, you relax. You're like, I need to do something new. I need to do something. You give room for other opportunities to test how far you can go with your confidence. How do you overcome lack of confidence? Recognizing what you are good at. You have to, everyone, God has created us with something that we are good at. And some people discover it when they're early, some in the middle age, some in their 20s, others in 30s, some in 40s, unfortunately in 50s, or I don't know if it's late, but you need to recognize you need to recognize early what you're good at. Work to improve on your areas of improvement. And then being aware that each one of us are good at something. Be like, for example, you're good at singing, like Michael Jackson was very good at his music. He had so many followers, but he could not make a good leader, like a political leader, no. But he could sing. And then if you are a wife, you're good at organizing your house, cooking, be good at it. And no one should beat you. And don't feel bad to share what you're good at. You don't have to be like Doreen, who is a choreographer. So you can come and say, me, I'm a good cook. Me, I can clean the house. I can, and we will appreciate your talent. That's your talent. Being a good friend. A good friend is one who checks on people, who is there, helpful. Build positive relationships. Relationships that take you, that wish you well. Be kind to yourself. Learn, how you overcome, say you cannot do it. Not this time you say, you continue going on. Start saying no. No, not everyone should be taken because you don't know, or you are weak, and you keep saying yes. You'll not go far. You need to put a stop at certain things that do not work for you, even though people should not, they say they'll find you with an insecurity and they want to take advantage of you. You just say no. In as much as I'm like this, but I'm not going to allow you to either to push me around or to get me to do things that I don't want to do. Give yourself a challenge. You have to give yourself a challenge. Dr. Michael Steele, I still have to come back to the class of Steele. He has given each one of us a challenge to do something in the class of Steele. Like now we are doing presentations, we are doing research. I used to hear people, I have to research. I say, research. Now we are researching all the time. So I can also speak proudly with my peers and I say, I have a topic I'm going to present and people are going to be listening to me. So if I am called on TV to talk about my business, I will do it so well because this is what I am good at. I'll cause people to come a lot I am doing. So low confidence primarily starts with childhood, unhappy childhood, where parents or teachers are not present in someone's upbringing. So when parents are not there, when helpers like teachers are also not equally there, like teachers can be in your life, but they are not full-time. So you find that you are not fully packaged like my childhood. Then poor academic performance. Poor academic performance really plays a big role in someone's confidence. Every time you look at your report, you are not an A student, you're not B, you are not C, you are probably E. So that also makes somebody to lack confidence. And this is a serious thing because this determines your future. I did my primary 7 before I went to secondary school. There are those test papers that you go and revise with the teachers, like for the years that have passed, that have gone ahead of you. So you go and go through those questionnaires and see, maybe they can bring a test paper which is probably of a certain year, and you can get it. So I passed fairly. Then I went to my HSC. I also passed fairly. And then I went to my, like when you're about to join university, I even don't know how I got my points. I said, really? Was I the one who did this? Because I didn't even spend a lot of time studying because of the kind of life I was living. I was staying in a place whereby when I come from school, I have to do housework. I have to be the last person to sleep. And by the time I go to study, I'm tired, I'm knocked out. And that went on. But I said, I must pursue it. I must go through this level until I get to where I have a professional career. So I passed, and then those points I don't actually, they must have been miracle points. And then I went to the Career School of Aviation, and then I studied. I also passed, and I'm like, really? I have passed. I have passed. I'm now independent. Oh, praise be to the name, praise be to God. They did a very big party for me. And guess what? This is what happened. So poor academic papers can really cause a lot of lack of confidence in people. Ongoing stress life levels such as relationships, breakdowns, and financial troubles. I have been in financial trouble, but I have not allowed them to take away my confidence. But some people may not be mature enough to handle financial challenges. They can get derailed, discouraged to proceed to do it again. Relationships, they're like, I've had a bad relationship, I won't marry again. Dr. Michael Steele tells us about his experience, how many wives and how many divorces. He's bold about it and he's happy for his new life. Why stay there by yourself? So you interact with people to learn, and so that you can have a happy life. Finally, in conclusion, what makes a confident person? Confident people are not afraid to ask for help. I found Minister you was talking about that. They know and love themselves. They are brave in going after what they want and need. That's a confident person. He knows exactly what they want and they go after it. Nothing can stop them. Like now, I'm like, hey, I want to go with this class of Steele. I want to get where I want. They are comfortable, confident, being alone and doing things themselves. See, so the class of Steele has given me more confidence that I can actually, be beyond the sky. Can be Africa. It can be all over Africa. I was just looking at it in a small region of Great Lakes, but it can be in Africa. I start seeing myself everywhere. And then also I have the plan for it. Always be seeking to learn and grow, prioritize. So a confident person stands alone. So they seek to improve, to learn, they prioritize, recognize their own self-worth, their lives. They know what they are worth, and they learn how to let go. they don't hold on to something that is not moving. No, they let go. Say, you know what, this is not working. Let's not push. Let's end it. Finish. So confident person doesn't talk about people. They is confident person knows where they are going. Don't sit down there and start writing. So where are you with this project? Okay, so how is your family? Everything is okay. They don't go into the details. These are confident people. They honor their self-care. Confident people know that they need to take care of themselves to do and be their best. This is a confident person. A confident person cannot leave this world minus fulfilling all his aspirations, his plans, his goals, objectives. With that, I want to say thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share what has been on my mind, and I hope that you have uh, you have enjoyed the presentation and learned something from it. I now welcome anyone who would add value or comment on what has been presented. Back to you, Minister Yours. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Can we, I think Dr. Steele has taught us to do applaud or a salute, to do a wave, thanks and celebrate our Excellency Doreen Wave. My God, Doreen, you let the very hair in the back of my neck stand up. Well done, well done, well done. I don't know if I'm old enough to say you're my daughter, or can I say you're my junior sister? Well done, my sister. Hey,
You can
well done. See, Dr. Steele can still waving. He still constantly wave. You're his baby. You're his trophy. You're his medal. He said, my God, the amount of things he instilled in you, and he's looking and reaping what he saw in you. Well done. Congratulations. You can go the world stage now. You're confident. You got assurance. And we can say, I think there was another young lady who came on saying she wasn't very confident, and we use you as an example. Was it Bella? Who was saying she wasn't confident. And we tend to use you, that you are, you know, coming from the class of Steele, a product of the class of Steele. I don't want to be long-winded, but I'm going to leave it open. And I see Dr. Charles, I'll be the first one. I just want to know your take on confidence and the presentation of what Her Excellency Doreen has just said. Dr. Charles, unmute yourself, sir.
Yeah, good evening, everybody, Your Excellencies. It's really a pleasure for me to be here.
Hey.
And I'm very grateful to God for the opportunity that God granted our sister Doreen.
Mm-hmm.
She did so wonderfully.
Yes.
And that reminds me what the Bible said, that all these things that happened are 4 times written down for our learning. I think her life experience and how she developed confidence that she shared with us today is a great lesson to every one of us.
Yes.
While she was speaking, the first thing that struck my mind, and I wrote it down, is that when confidence comes, hope comes alive. When confidence comes, hope comes alive. And I think that the problem of so many people who has lost hope is that their degree of confidence has been watered down by what they passed through, the past failures, or what we call FTT, failure to thrive. But what generates thriving again, to rise from failure level, is development of confidence. So I take, for instance, the case of David and Goliath. And I conclude in this way that past results generate confidence. When David faced Goliath, the first thing he told himself is that Goliath is not as big as bear, neither is he as ferocious as lion. I have challenged lions and bear and killed them, and God delivered them into my hand. That this same God will still deliver this Goliath into my hand. So I think that helps me in life, because quite often I have always been in a jam, and I kept on praying and then watching and walking. And I discovered that I have always walked out of the problem. Then at a time in early stage of my life, I developed confidence that whatever trouble I walk into, that there is always a way to come out of it. By prayer, by looking for the way, and then by applying the things that are right. At a time, I become acquainted with walking out of trouble, to the extent that every day I walk around, I expect trouble. If I stay long without having a problem that challenges me, I'll be longing for it, because I know that the several ones I have gone into, that through the principles of prayer and watching and hard work, I have always come out of it. But that does not make me become reckless. You know, overconfidence can actually make somebody reckless and he will miss it. But confidence with moderation makes you succeed in life. So as time goes on, as I have mentioned, that our past results generate confidence to go for future. I remember what happened to me when I enrolled for a master's degree. I thought it was the kind of the things I did in the first degree, and this. I took the first course, passed, then the second course. I discovered that it was a mountain that is too hard for me to surmount. So I wanted to quit, until the president of the university in US wrote me an email and said, Charles, I know what you are going through. I know you want to quit. But the problem is, I'm not advising you not to quit, but before you quit, first of all, think that somebody else has taken this course and then passed it and graduated, that person is not better than you. So in this aspect, it takes me to where I say that the challenges of the people that succeeded can actually develop confidence in you that you too can make it. For instance, Doreen is a wonderful lady, and I know quite all right that she's younger than me. So if Doreen can stand and research and deliver such a wonderful thing she delivered today, then I should ask myself and tell myself, I too can do it. Not being envious or partisan or in any way, but her success challenges me that if I am able to do what she did, I too can have it. I remember telling people in my church one day that Abraham succeeded, Isaac and Jacob, David and the rest of the saints, that if we are able to believe in ourselves and believe and trust God the way they believed and face our challenges like they did, that we can still get the result they got. Praise the Lord. So my people, another thing here is that the company you keep affects your confidence. If you keep the company of the people that doesn't see themselves as people that will make it, There is a saying, show me your friends and I will tell you who you are. You know, one thing is that confidence is transferable, and lack of confidence is as well transferable. Confidence is highly contagious. If you work with confident people and you discover that you are an odd man out in the whole circle, then what do? To chicken out? No. You try to develop like them, as a magnet magnetizes and makes another ion to become magnetic. So if you work with confident people, you will develop confidence. And then I want to say this, that confidence may not come from your birth, but it is developed over a period of time that one engages in a particular thing. I remember one day I was watching a documentary on television concerning Lord Gillett. They titled it The Magic of Gillett. And they asked him, there was a move that this guy made. He picked a ball from corner in their own post and dribbled 5 defenders in the midfield. But there is this stubborn 2 defenders awaiting him. While he was dribbling the first one, suddenly he did something that was unbelievable. Passed the ball to the last defender. And the first defender, being carried away by the euphoria of the dribble, he dribbled other people, ran after him and left the ball. Then he turned back and collected the ball and scored a goal. They asked him, what did you do? How comes? He said every time that what he does is that when the others are resting in the hotel room, he will carry a ball and go to the yard, imagine a move, and begin to practice until he forgets, until he perfects on it. Then suddenly he will forget about it. But when the chiefs are down, because he has practiced it, he wouldn't know when that move comes to play, and he will display it. So actually, it may not be in you, but if you work on it by hard work and devoting your time, I think you can create and generate confidence. Then exposure actually is one thing that generates confidence.
Please, Dr. Charles, are you teaching my class? And, and are you my mentor now? Dr. Charles, no. You are getting so passionate.
I am offloading what you taught me.
Dr. Charles, give way. Give way.
Okay, sir.
I was about to say your passion. It was like me covering when Jenny had a break or a shutdown. We get carried away. Just,
don't worry about
Charles, thank you for your take. I'm not even going to go over it, but fantastic. And everybody is fired up and passionate with confidence. Adiola, unmute yourself and give us your take. I'm going to ask people to not to be too passionate, but just go to the point. What you've learned from Doreen's presentation. Thanks.
Okay. Good evening, Your Excellency.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for this privilege to, to say what I've learned from today's speech. And actually, just like Doreen said, there's need for every one of us to have confidence, in whatever we are doing. And a man who does not have confidence in himself will not be able to do anything in life, because, he will not he will be doubting what he's doing.
Mm.
He will not be sure of what he's doing. And so when critics can, he will easily be, be discouraged, he will easily give up on whatever he's doing. And, all I just want us to say is that whatever we are doing, there's need for us to have confidence in ourselves.
Yeah.
We have to believe in ourselves. What does it mean to have confidence in oneself? It means you need to believe in yourself. You need to believe in what you're doing. And that takes me back to one of the things, we discussed about, we need to find out who we are. Who are you? What has God called you to do? If you don't know who you are, then you won't have confidence in yourself. And one thing I've learned in life is to have confidence in myself, is to believe in myself and to improve on what I am learning. Because if I don't improve on it, if I'm not working, if I'm not having understanding of what God has understanding what God has opened my eyes to do, there's no way I'll be able to have confidence. Thank you so much for this evening. And I want to say thank you to Doreen, for sharing that message. There are so many things that can make a man not to have confidence in himself. When you allow people to criticize you, when you allow people, to look down on you when you do something, there's no way you'll be able to have confidence in yourself. So when you are among others, and first of all, believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, there's no way you have confidence in yourself. So there's need for one to believe in oneself, and there's need, for one to know that you can do it. And that's what I believe in. And that's what I always tell my children. Don't let anybody intimidate you. Don't let anybody look down on you. Don't let anybody feel you are nothing. You are something. Yeah. They need you. They need you. They need you. So that is why, stand right. And don't let people look down on you. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. I could see, Adeola, you too was getting passionate. It's a topic that we all could go on and on and on. Thank you very much for your take on confidence. Chaka Yomeka, could you unmute yourself, sir, and give us your take on it, please?
Good evening, Your Excellencies. Ambassador Doreen, we thank you for today's presentation. Very, very wonderful one. Okay, I think my take on this is that one, I have learned that confidence is not just something that happens. It's something that is built upon over time. And one must equally, while building upon confidence, welcome criticisms so as to improve on one's skill and one's abilities. When someone is improving or has improved, that the confidence will be very high, because someone who is not skilled in what the person is doing, definitely, no matter how the person tries to be confident, we always feel inconfident within him or herself, because the person has refused to learn and improve. So in order to be confident, I've learned that it's a practice unto perfection. One practice, you get criticisms, you welcome criticisms, you look out to the areas that need improvement, improve on them, and you become more confident unto perfection. Thank you very much for the presentation. That's my take this night.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you for that. Zionist, unmute yourself and give her your take on confidence and what you've learned from Doreen's presentation.
Yes, thank you very much, Your Excellencies. And thank you, Ambassador Doreen, for this a beautiful presentation again. It allows us to revisit our inner self and have a rethink, because sometimes we can go through life not stopping and taking stock about how we apply situations in our life and how we navigate the course of life. And without any doubt, confidence is one vehicle or one wheel that drives the burden of our life. Without confidence, we barely can get out of bed. Without confidence, we barely can look in the mirror and believe that we are who we say we are. Without confidence, we barely can take any compliment from anybody regarding ourselves. And without confidence, we barely can believe that we are part of a society, a community, because we would want to ostracize ourselves. So confidence plays a lot of role in our life. And I like your take when you identify the various sources of lack of confidence. And I like the fact that you identify that confidence can be learned along the way. And from my own personal perspective, I do believe that confidence can be learned and confidence can be innate. It's not a researched perspective, it's just what I think. So if you have a child from a royal family and a child who is not from a royal family, the level of the confidence between those two are different. Another example I want to give, without feeling puffed up or without, appraising, my gain so far, joining the class of Steele. Sometimes I sit back and I'm thinking, with the talent we have in the class of Steele, if I ever walk down the road or I'm at an international level and I'm being challenged, I have the confidence now to look at any dignitaries in the face and say, sorry, give me the platform to defend myself, to contribute, to be more assertive. Not that I'm not assertive, but when you're surrounded by lions, even if you can hear ho, you start to roar. So I'm surrounded by talent that have been nurtured and remolded, reshaped, reformed, reworked on by His Excellency Bishop Michael Steele. And so coming in contact with class of Steele has made me put another dimension to my confidence. And so that I just can't wait to go out there and see Boris Johnson. I can't wait. I want to see Putin. And I know if it gets so hard, I'll say, hang on a minute, let me call His Excellency Dr. Michael Steele, or let me call His Excellency Donald Yule. So I have that backup. Yes. Not because, I see all of you, but because I hear what you're saying. And, if it comes to arguing the fact, I know that the talent in the class of Steele will provide me with the weapon with which to go out there and stand and defend myself constructively. And so on that note, and confidence is nurtured, and confidence can come naturally to people. And I hear your take when you gave us the indicators of confidence. You said a confident person is her own cheerleader, and the person needs no validation from anyone. That's a very beautiful trait of anybody. And yes, I take that on board. As part of my learning this evening, I am my own cheerleader. If I don't remember any other word, if you call me and say Zioness, well, who is a confident person? I'll say, someone who is their own cheerleader. So I can go out boldly and tell people, hey guys, I'm my own cheerleader. So back off. Well, I wouldn't say it that way. So there is one thing that is that brought me to the level of confidence that I have today. As a child, I had no confidence. As a child, like most people, I was bullied. But there comes a point in time when you're pushed to the wall, you don't need to cultivate confidence. You just have to pull it out of the bag and fight back and push back. And so I developed confidence as a child because I have no other choice. It's either I allow the situation of being bullied, being told that, I don't have the strength, or I fight back. And I remember when I fought back, I beat my opponent. I beat their legs so hard. They were taller than me. I was down there. They were crying, you hurt me. I say, yeah, you keep hitting me, but I'm going to bite your meat off and give you scar. And that challenge, that Goliath and David challenge meant that I gained credibility among them later on. And then you come to education. And you told when I write my exam here in England, I get, instead of getting the maximum mark, I'm told you've written it in an African vernacular. When I speak in Elizabethan language, I am told it's outdated. So I couldn't win. You taught me English in Elizabethan language, and now you're telling me you're penalizing me for using it to present myself. So I couldn't win. But then I had to play their game, not allowing my confidence to be defeated, because that is exactly what I felt was going on. Blow out my confidence, and that is it. So I had to up my game. I had to find out how to write more. When I'm there with non-African people, I put on a different intonation. Do I like my African accent? I don't like changing it because I bite my lips every time I try to change it, And so in education, I had to up my game. I have to diversify in cunningness, in craftiness, in order to maintain my confidence. In relationship, over and over again, the good in you, the good in me is taken for granted, and I've been dealt blow over and over again. And sometimes I get to the point where I don't want to love no one no more because I couldn't let that to keep happening to me. But at some point, not every apple will be rotten. No matter how much rotten apple I pile, I must look for that apple that is crisp and nice. And so that's the confidence. I have the confidence that out of the whole human race, there's bound to be somebody out there for me. So in all walks of life, I have come across challenges that means I need the confidence to deal with the situation. And so far, I am still on a journey. And just when I think I know it all, I'm okay, I can look, Dr. Michael Steele comes to the screen and it's like, okay, hang on tight, and I'm beginning to build another confidence in looking him in the eye, having conversation, taking up the challenges given to me without fearing that he's going to criticize me. And why did I develop that confidence? Because I realized that His Excellency is not looking for who to criticize, who to undermine. He's trying to bring out the core out of the fruit so that it will be preserved and used and grown again. So I love this subject that you brought on, Your Excellency, Doreen. And one final take I'd like to give. The Bible tells us that those that put their trust in the Lord shall do mighty exploit. But this is it. Putting your trust in the Lord, in God, whatever deity people worship, doesn't do it. There is a part that we have to play. We have to make our own contribution. Trusting in the Lord and doing nothing doesn't get me nowhere. I have to have that confidence that I trust in Him, but I have to put it in the work. So there is no confidence without work. Every confidence requires that we inject certain elements of participation. Final take is this. I encourage everybody and I encourage myself. You see the balloon, when you blow the balloon up, the balloon is confident to float in the air, glide in the air, and you are standing there thinking, I wish I could be there with you. But the moment the balloon comes across with prickly sharp object, it bursts. The balloon will never rise again. I am not a balloon. I will rise over and over and over again, so long as I am willing to do so. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much, Zionist. And I see the topic here with confidence. Everybody's passionate. I can feel your passion, Zionist. Well said. I won't even go over what you said. You said it all. Olakolo, unmute yourself, sir, and tell us your take on confidence from Lady Excellency Doreen.
Good evening, Your Excellency, Dr. US, Bishop Steele, and all the excellencies in the house. I want to thank you for this privilege. And I want to say, wow, Doreen, well done. Wonderful research, very rich, very deep. Thank you very much. I don't want to repeat what some of us have said. I just want to talk about these aspects where when she was talking, when she was taking the class, that really struck me, which is what you are good at will help your confidence.
Mm.
In other words, don't be intimidated by what others are doing far better, good at, and then you ignore what you are good at. I think it's a point that we need to reflect on, because a lot of people turn what is their major into a hobby and then try to do what and struggle with what they cannot easily do. So that thing that you can do very easily is what will boost your confidence. And I've discovered that once you work on that aspect, you will not be self-confident, you will not be overconfident, you will be confident. And I think it's a lesson for every one of us to build that area we are good at and not be intimidated by what any other person can do. You will say, I'm an expert in this area and it's okay for me. That's my take this evening. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, sir, Your Excellency Olakolo, for that take. And, you know, before I hand over to Dr. Michael Steele, I think everybody, all the excellence in the house, have spoken their take on Doreen's presentation. But I'd just like to add a small...
Your Excellency, please allow Chukwuemeka, please.
Chukwuemeka, he spoke.
He spoke? He did? Oh, okay, go ahead then.
He has spoke, sir. And just to add on to, he said it to me before, and I've seen it happen, where we can't take things for granted. For example, there will become a time where the ambassadors will be sent to different era and different part of the globe. And you have to have confidence when you go into these areas or events and speak on the behalf of Dr. Michael Steele or speak on the behalf of the class of Steele. So gaining and growing in confidence, it's something where we're not just going to just sit there week in, week out. It's for a purpose. So just want you to be like-minded, especially the ambassadors, your peace ambassadors, and you will be challenged to go out and do public speech. I would like to end on that note and respectfully hand over to Dr. Michael Steele. You can have the platform, sir.
All right. A pleasant good evening again to everyone. First, I want to appreciate His Excellency, our Chief of Protocol, Dr. Donald Ewers, for moderating so eloquently this evening. Thank you so very much for doing that. I am recognizing that your proficiency in moderating is increasing, and I'm very pleased, as a matter of fact. I think BBC Radio has dropped a little bit on you that you didn't realize while you were there, but it is looking good on you, Your Excellency.
Thank you.
I want to celebrate, and I use the term celebrate interestingly. I want to celebrate our COO, Her Excellency Ambassador Doreen Burunji, out of Uganda. I want to celebrate you, Your Excellency, this evening because I chose a subject that I recognize resonated with who you are. And who you are is that person that has developed and increased in confidence. And one of the things that is really important is progress. You're always getting better. You're always looking to improve. As a matter of fact, when you started, I actually was tempted, I will tell you, I was tempted to interrupt you and say, Doreen, please throw away your notes and get bullet points. Because I noticed that you're trying to focus on your English and your eloquence, and I recognize it because I know you're challenged with the English as it is, as opposed to your native speaking, your native tongue. I want to say something to you, Doreen, and this is in adding confidence to you. The first thing to remember and recognize is, Doreen, you are different. Your dialect, your tongue is different. Acknowledge that. Swallow that pill. Enjoy that pill. Let that be a pill that you say, you know what? I am different. I am going to sound different. I'm not going to sound like Minister Ewers. I'm not going to sound like His Excellency Dr. Steele. I'm not going to sound like Zionist or any other eloquent speaker, Dr. Charles or any of the others, or Lukoi. I will not sound like them. First thing, put that in your pipe and smoke it. And enjoy the savory smoke that comes out. What do I mean by that? Be comfortable in your skin. Be comfortable in your uniqueness and your difference. Don't let it intimidate you. Because sometimes when you get on a platform of eloquent speakers and proficient orators, you get consumed with what is considered to be your inadequacies or those things that you're different. Drop them, Doreen. Doreen, drop it. Forget it. You are Doreen Burunji out of Uganda, and you have a dialect, you have a way of speaking, and it is you, uniquely you. The only thing that I will challenge you to do is slow down. Slow down. The stage is yours. The audience belongs to you. Take your time. Play Robert Mugabe or play somebody else. But as a speaker, remember, when you are given the stage or you are given the ears of the audience or the intellectual capacities of those that you've been entrusted to impart whatever is given to you as your subject matter to them, be confident that you have what they need. Take your time. Okay? That's number one. Number two, I was so proud of you, Doreen, when I recognized you went past 45 minutes. I was so proud. I was buzzing in my spirit. And the reason why I was buzzing is because a lot of people, they don't do research and get content to present when they're going to speak. They tend to show up with what is inside of their heads and think that they can handle an audience for a prolonged period. And a lot of time they just spew out a bunch of garbage. They don't speak anything of systematic eloquence. And what do I mean by systematic eloquence is you build on a building. You don't start talking about the foundation and then jump to talking about the roof. You got to talk about the walls and the structure and make sure that your content is well structured. And Doreen, I give you full marks for your structuring this evening. Well structured. I was very, very pleased with your structure this evening. The other thing that I will comment on is your focus and your consistent repetition of your subject line. Anybody asks, what did Her Excellency Doreen speak on? And we can confidently say you spoke on confidence. Why? Because every single paragraph you had confidence in there. You stuck to the subject matter. You stuck to the focus and the focal point of your conversation, and that again is actually added bonus points to you. So Doreen, I'm proud of you. We in the class of Steele are proud of you. We're very, very proud. We're very pleased with you. Now, I want to give some points on confidence that is very important. If you continue, or if we as individuals, we continue to have conversations at comfortable levels, comfort zones, within our own comfort zones, we don't increase in confidence. We do not. And one of the things that I challenge speakers in my mentoring to do is choose a hard subject. Choose something that is not the popular subject matter. Choose something that is out of your comfort zone to speak about. Because you see, you don't want to be considered eloquent in your own knowledge and your own content and your own testimony. That's easy. That's not a major challenge. What I'm going to be pushing you guys towards is the developed content. I'll give a lot of us Christians a challenge. You see, a lot of you listen to me and you hear me using very, very few references to the Bible. But I can speak at length, even though I'm a bishop, without using the Bible or Bible verses. You might ask yourself, but why is that important? Why is that something that you keep hammering on? I'll tell you why. Because we speak at the level of our comfort, and when we get out of our comfort zone, we lose confidence. I'll say that again. We speak at the level of our confidence or our comfort, and when we get out of our comfort zone, we lose confidence. There's some individuals that they cannot have a conversation without using the Bible or theology. I know we would want to say, but we're Christians and this is our modus operandi or the way we do things. But I want to challenge you. You could use every single context of scriptural references, but never use the Bible. I do it all the time. I do it all the time in my speaking. But I choose words that are different, but they mean the same thing. I choose a content and a jargon that is palatable to all individuals wherever you are found. And that's what I want to challenge you guys with. I want to give you guys some more strength as you go forward, because you guys are doing great. And I'm not ready to dead yet. I'm not ready to go home yet. I know I am going to leave you guys for 100 years, those who will stay on after I'm gone and carry on the class of Steele, as Her Excellency Doreen has rightly said. And I look forward to sitting from my place and at my celestial rest and looking back and saying, yeah, they got it. I want to speak to us at this level in this mentoring class this evening. One of the greatest and the hardest things to do is listen. Sit and listen. Sometimes when you're sitting and listening to someone speaking, especially if they're not eloquent of speech, especially if they're slow or they're not speaking as clearly, it can be really frustrating. As ambassadors, we all have to understand that this is a battle that we are going to fight every single debate or platform we sit upon. What are you going to do? Get up and walk out? Log off? Show your facial expressions of disgust? What are you going to do? You see, there's a lot more discipline as ambassadors and orators that we need to focus on in our presentations, our body language, our facial expressions, our ability to hide that we're frustrated and overwhelmed. I bite my lip a lot of times, sometimes when I'm in meetings and discussions and listening to others speak, and I bite my lip quietly and professionally. Because every single person who speaks has a point to make. And his point, though might not be relevant to us, or might not be palatable, or might not be pleasant in his presentation to us, is also important to build on the foundation of the debate. Are you with me? Is everybody with me? So as ambassadors, I just don't want us to be confident in our speaking and confident when we have the platform. I also want to see a level of behavior and attitude of attentiveness and respect for when the other person is speaking as well. That's why when I give the platform of the class of Steele to you guys, I proudly and confidently sit back. Not because every single thing I agree with, but because I want you to recognize the need as leaders to give others the opportunity to have their moment and to take the stage. Because remember, when the stage is given to you, it is yours. And it is given to you for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour, but it is yours. Command your stage, man your stage, be proficient in what you're going to say. But equally, when someone else is commanding the stage and doing exactly what you are expected to do, give that person the honor, the respect, and the Lord that might be due then. I also want to share a thought with us because it's important. When asked to give a comment on a subject that was spoken, I want to challenge us. Don't bring a new subject. Don't bring a new storyline. Don't bring a new idea. That's not the reason why you were asked to speak. The reason why you were asked to speak is to show the person who spoke that you listened to them, that you heard what they said, that you took notes on what they shared with you. And you want to give that individual a feedback that when they come off, they could say, wow, Minister Ewers picked up that when I spoke about confidence at this level, it touched him. It added value to him because it shows the individual who presented that their presentation was not just speaking to the ear and somebody else is just waiting for an opportunity to speak, but it shows that you listen to them and you give them feedback. And sometimes it would be even nice to have a question to ask the person so that they see that you're engaging them in the subject matter. Don't throw too many personal stories into the scenario without remembering there are others who are going to speak after you. Be mindful of others are going to come after you. With that being said, I want to celebrate Dr. Charles. Dr. Charles, please unmute yourself. I'm going to use you as an example in this session. Dr. Charles, please unmute yourself and let me see you, please, so I can see your facial expression.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm with you. I'm always with you.
Dr. Charles.
Sir.
One of the things that I have discovered about our cultures is that when we get an opportunity to pontificate and elaborate on situations, on circumstances and conversations, we get so excited. And sometimes, interestingly, sometimes we stray so far away from the person that we're supposed to be addressing and responding to. And
yeah, I think I got it.
And I want to challenge us. This is a mentoring class for the world. This is a mentoring class for how we respond when asked questions. This is a mentoring class. Dr. Charles, I want to challenge us that we use the example of focusing on the content and the individual, and because Dr. Charles, your turn is going to come to speak in the class of Steele, be assured of that. And individuals are going to be challenged to ask you, why did you say this? Why did you say that? To get more from you. How do you vibe on what I'm saying? What is your take?
Yeah, I think you said the right thing, and that is why we are working together, so that when one turns reckless, we'll be able to call the person to order with a loving language, which you just did. I'm blessed. I can never take offense because I come here to learn. If I know all these things before, I will stay on my own.
No, actually, no, Dr. Charles, you want me to tell you the truth? Dr. Charles, as an ambassador and a mentor, I'll be very honest with you. I used to get verbal diarrhea whenever given a stage. I used to run down my own path and go my own way and add things to a subject, and the person that spoke got very overwhelmed because I took away their moment. I took over the class. And I had to professionally learn that as an ambassador, you don't do that. You learn how to add value rather than add content. There's a time for adding content and there's a time for adding value.
Yeah, I think I got to drop this one down. Time for adding value and time for adding content.
Adding content is when you are asked to give your personal opinion of a subject. Adding value is when you're asking to report on what the person said and what is your take on what the person said. So you're not adding content, you're elaborating on what the person shared and adding value to them. And Dr. Charles, here's an interesting thing. Here's an interesting thing for us as leaders today, and I want to share this. Today, I got hauled over the coals as a leader. A lady hauled me over the coals today in a discussion that humbled me. And I sat and while I was listening to her, there was a part of me that was saying, "Are you joking me? Am I sitting here listening to this? You must be kidding me." I was sat there and I was talking to myself and saying, I must be mad to sit under this kind of conversation for somebody to be hauling me under the coals as a mentor. And then something came into me that kept saying, you're an ambassador. People are watching you. People know how you speak. You have to handle this. You have to go through this. Because if you don't go through this, then you are denying who you are and what you're trying to teach others. And I bit my lip and I held my chest in and I just took it and with tears at the back of my eyes, I said, yes, I agree with you. You're making a good point. And the truth of the matter is, the more I agreed, the calmer and the less the fire that was being torched on me was subsiding. Why did I share that? Thank you, Dr. Charles, for being a humble example that I can teach the class of Steele while others might be smirking at me and you having this discussion. But I'm not speaking to you, Dr. Charles. I'm speaking to every ambassador. I'm just using you because every ambassador sits on so many platforms and they do not add no value. They get an opportunity to speak and they did not add absolutely any value because they just came with their own agenda and their own thinking and did not add value. And if you're part of a team, add value. So thank you so very much, Dr. Charles, for facing this fire, because most people that face this fire don't come back. You're used.
I'm used to it. Thank you, sir.
So with that being said, Dr. Charles, on Monday, I'm going to ask, with the permission of His Excellency Dr. Ewers, Your Excellency Dr. Ewers, can I ask to give you a bit of relief on Monday? Is it acceptable?
Your wish is my command, sir. That will be fine. I have no problem with that, sir.
Zionist, give me a subject for Dr. Charles that is fitting of his character. Zionist, would you please give Dr. Charles a subject for Monday's class of Steele?
Oh my word. Okay. Oh, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, Donald Ewers, can you help me, please?
No. Zionist, you know I'm not going to allow. And by the way, Zionist, you're recorded live on YouTube and Facebook and social media. How could you allow this to happen to you? Zionist, step up to the plate and make sure that Dr. Charles speak on the subject that gives him the correction or the inspiration that he needs to have. What is the subject, Zionist? Tell it like it is.
Vision and goals, how to set vision and goals.
Thank you so very much. Dr. Charles, you have 40 minutes on Monday, and your subject is setting visions and goals.
Okay, sir.
Dr. Charles, you're not being a reverend or a preacher. I do not want to hear your scriptural knowledge and your theology. I want you to be humanist, and I want you to speak eloquently, and I want all audiences to receive your message with joy and have the understanding of how to set visions and goals. Is that okay with you, Dr. Charles?
It's okay with me. Thank you very much.
It's good to be the mentor. Dr. Dr. Charles, thank you so very much. I really love and appreciate your participation in the class of Steele. You're a delight, sir. Thank you very much. And I look forward to sitting in the class of Steele under your teaching on Monday. I'm very grateful to have such a privilege. We all look forward to it.
Thank you, sir. I'm humbled and privileged to have this. I'm very grateful, sir. Thank you.
All right. I want to highlight something this evening. Olukoya, are you with us? Architect Olukoya.
I'm with you, Your Excellency.
Tomorrow, I know we have the youth. You're available for the youth tomorrow. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Excellency.
Are you prepared and you're okay, or do you want us to handle for you?
I accept the challenge, Your Excellency.
He says challenge. I'll speak to you after class.
Okay, Your Excellency.
Thank you all so very much for this evening's class. Your Excellency, Dr. Ewers, do you have any thoughts on my interrupting the class this evening? Any thoughts, Your Excellency, Dr. Ewers? You know, I always come to the chief of protocol because afterwards you call me and you give me my flogging or my hugs. So how was this evening's class, Your Excellency, Dr. Ewers?
This evening, absolutely. We know the humble beginning with Her Excellency Doreen, and it is a feather in our caps, as we can use that to see how Doreen is shining. And it's amazing that one of the things, and I'm still going to throw it out, Her Excellency Zionist Hawks, when you were saying to her to give a topic, during your speech, you said something that challenged me actually. Saying when we do presentation, we tend to go in our comfort zone. And whilst this just dropped into my thoughts, is that even for myself, it would be a challenge, and I'll probably take it up the next time I get to speak. How do we handle criticism? A lot of us don't have criticism to be criticized. And that's a challenging area. How do you handle citizen? How do you handle when somebody rebuke you? Or how do you, when somebody as an adult, they correct you? My parents, we brought up into an era. My mom and dad has never, ever, I cannot recall my parents ever said sorry. So it's an area, it was a very challenging area. That thought just came into my spirit, saying that it's an area to also, or even you, Dr. Michael C., to challenge you in that area. How do you, as a mentor, handle? And I've seen this period of time, and there's a lot of things that has come with you where how do you overcome the challenge of criticism, and not even the positive on the negative note, because that's what they do. They'll always criticize on a negative note. For example, the class of Steele. And to keep on, as Doreen was talking about confidence, to keep on keeping on, it's a challenge. And so with Doreen saying and presentation with that confidence, how do we handle criticism, and how do you don't allow it to take you down or allow it to sink you? And so that's a topic I would love to be discussed. And back again to Doreen, fantastic word, fantastic everything. You've summed it up rightly, sir. And we're in the class of growth. We're in a class of where we can develop our skills. We may not get it right. We may not say it right sometime, but I think one of the things as well, including myself, is to professionally manage passion. Because when we start to talk, we get passion. I got passion carried away. Dr. Charles get passionate carried away. Other people's get passion. How do we control professionalism, that passion, because we just get carried away. Time can run away. We can stray from the topic. How do we manage that passion when we are called on to speak? Because sometimes it's not that we stray from the topic, it's the passion in us. As you used the language a while ago, verbal diarrhea. You got so much in you. And it's a professional way to manage it. Does that make sense what I'm trying to say, sir? Those are areas I would love for you to help us to train in a professional way.
Thank you so very much. As a matter of fact, because I know that we're live, it's Friday evening, and I really want to answer that one about criticism. I do, if you would allow me, because I will be very honest. Today I got a real, I'm telling you, it was rough. It was rough. I felt so, if you look at someone telling you that you spent 2 years wasting your time, you could have done it this way and could have done it that way. When you were just free falling and trying to fix things, trying to do the best you could with what you have while having to maintain what you're already maintaining. And you look at yourself, to somebody on the outside, it looks chaotic. It looks like a bunch of confusion. It looks like you're going nowhere. But to you understand that you were doing the best that you could. And you're really wrestling with your ability, but you are hindered by reason of the inability to respond different. You can't. How do you handle that? And this is the way that I handled it. It is going to hurt you. That's the first thing. Don't pretend. Your stomach is going to turn inside of you. So, some of you, your anger will boil. How dare you? Your anger is going to boil. Because that's the core of when something opposes your strength, or something opposes your giving it your all but failed. You know what I mean? Your anger is there, your frustration is there, and it is physical. You feel it. Don't let anyone say, I didn't feel that. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt. That's not true. That's not true. It hurts. But what do? How do you manage it? First thing, if somebody says to me, Michael, you're an idiot. What you did was stupid. You don't have any sense. It will hurt. But here's the thing. If I react, it means that there is an element of truth in what they said. If I respond to their observation to clear up their ignorance, then it means that I am still in control and I did not act in stupidity or ignorance. Just the circumstances surrounding the situation looked stupid or ignorant, but I didn't act in ignorance. And sometimes when individuals tell us things, we take on that feeling because we feel as though we were stupid. We feel as though we were ignorant. How could I be so stupid? How could I be so ignorant? How could I? We say that to ourselves. So when somebody says it to us, guess what? There is nothing to deny. Could I tell that the team that I chose the first time was not going to be successful? How could I tell that? Could I tell that I was going to to fail in my first marriage, and therefore look at me, you fool, you idiot, you chose a bad person, you chose an evil, look at how you did this. No, you cannot. Criticism comes at the end of a crisis or during a crisis. It never ever comes when things are looking good. And don't ever allow any person to take your crisis and turn you into a stupid or ignorant person. Never allow it. Because you or nobody could tell whether or not the sun is going to shine brightly tomorrow or the rain will fall. And if you plan to go out tomorrow and have a great picnic because you think the weather was going to be good, and you get up and the rain is falling and you're dressed in your picnic clothes and you have already started your journey, and then halfway the rain starts to fall, who can call you a fool? Oh, you're a fool. You're an idiot. You're dumb. You don't have no sense. No. So when criticism comes, gauge the criticism. That's the first point. Gauge it. Like anything else, gauge the criticism. Is it credible? Is it relevant? And guess what? Is it worth it to respond to this person and give them the benefit of the doubt or the satisfaction of their statements? Gauge it. You don't have to answer to every person that gives a criticism or say something. You don't. But when you do, don't react. Respond. Respond for the mere fact that you know that they're wrong. You know that their interpretation of the situation is incorrect. Don't react. Respond. I'm learning that. I'm learning that while carrying feelings of wanting to react. I'm learning that when pretending that I want to be nice and pleasant, but really and truly, I promise you, I don't want to be nice and pleasant. I'm not feeling very good at the moment, but my character and those that are watching me and are having expectations of me wouldn't want me to be reacting at this moment, because a reaction is going to take what I have built all these years as an ambassador and a diplomat and a man of peace. If I react at the wrong time, in the wrong circle, under the wrong cameras, I'm gonna mess up something that's gonna be very hard to repair. How do I handle criticism? By remembering who I am. By remembering that there's a heavy responsibility for me to carry as a mentor, as a leader, as a speaker, as a professional. I hope that answers, adds value to you, Your Excellency. I hope it adds value. Your Excellency, Doreen, I just want to hear you in closing, Doreen. Your Excellency, Doreen, I just want to hear you. How are you feeling now you've completed and heard all that we've shared this evening? Your Excellency, Doreen.
Hello?
Yes, we are
Can you
with
hear
you.
me?
Of course. How do you
Yeah.
feel now after all of this? You've climbed the mountain, you've got up to the top, the flag is there. How do you feel?
I feel more confident. I have other cheerleaders what I'm doing. So I am very confident, really. They've given me reconfirmation of my progress in communicating, and the criticism that you also gave, I'll put it into consideration too, to start working on it. But also is that the company you keep, you tend to to borrow a lot of things from it, and so you have to it adds value to you. So at times you have to use, if you appreciate that company, you want to be like it. So it's okay. We are learning. I'm in school. For me, I am in school, and therefore I graduate and I have to improve in the direction that I want. So having your accent, having the British accent, Ugandans speak just like Britons. It's just that we have been in different colleges and schools. That's why we have a different dialect of communication. But if you find someone in a very good school, you would think that they were in the UK, and yet they were just here. So I'm in school, in class of Steele, I'm in school, and therefore I need to be just like my peers. That's it. And I feel comfortable already in my skin, in my communication. It's okay. It's fine. Yeah. Yeah. I'm happy.
All right.
I'm happy. Yeah.
Well
Thank
done.
you, Dr. Michael Steele. Thank you so very much. Thank you for coming into my life. Thank you.
You're welcome. I think we complement each other in the class. We complement each other.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
You're Zionist, Amaka, what is your closing thoughts?
Thank you, Your Excellency, for giving me the platform once again. You reconfirm what Her Excellency Ambassador Doreen said in one of our indicators, and that is that a confident person does not get offended when criticized. So it was a double affirmation. And when there's such double affirmation, it can only but glue, stick to one's thought and one's process of managing oneself in peer group and in the society. The other thing that I take on board with me tonight is you mentioned, you use the quote that put that in your pipe and smoke. And that means we need to be comfortable in our uniqueness. And that also translates into confidence. This is my take this evening, and this is what I've learned in addition to the wealth of lessons that I've learned today from everyone on the platform. And I thank you, Your Excellency, for for your mentorship. And sometimes when I sit on the platform or at the initial stage, it's like, okay, so what am I here for? I hear talk every time, but this is my challenge to everyone. Every topic might not strike a chord with what we struggle with in life or what we want to improve, but just hang in there, stick in there. At some point, a lesson will be given that will transform us and transport us into another level. And so the subject of confidence has given me a lot of information to build myself upon. And so mentorship is not a magic wand, but it's up to individual to get something out of it. It's not a case of you give a name to somebody and say, I'm mentoring, today is for you. It's a platform for everybody to pick out something to learn and add on it daily. And, over a period of time, we begin to see transformation. So I thank you, Your Excellency. I'm learning a lot as we go along this journey with the class of Steele. God bless you and enrich you and strengthen you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Zionist, and thank everybody in the class this evening for going way beyond the call of duty and time as well. We have an audience that is listening, and these broadcasts are on YouTube, so persons will be able to reflect on them and get feedback. So with that being said, I'm going to tell y'all a little something that I'm going to leave y'all today, and I really appreciate all y'all because y'all amazing. And I just want to say that today was an amazing class. I thank First Lady Gina Steele for being with us as well. And I'll see y'all next week on Monday by the grace of God. I'm out here. Thank you all so much. Have yourself a really great evening. Bye for now.
Bye, everybody. Bye, all the
evening.
excellencies in the house.
Bye-bye,
Good night
guys.
and God
Your
bless.
Excellency, Dr. Yours. Good evening, Your Excellency.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Holy Koya. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.